Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, welcome to my YouTube channel, Clantus Domagude. That is my name, Clantus Domagude. So, I haven't been on YouTube for at least 2 days, if not 3 days. Okay, sizoqondisa isigwegwe a little bit. Guys, before everything, before everything, this is my channel. This one. It is 6 years old, and it took climbing Mount Everest and Kilimanjaro on top of Mount Everest to get to the peak of where I am today. Now, let me give you a small little background about myself. Number one, I'm a loner. I'm a recluse. I'm on the extreme side of recluseness. I don't have friends at all. And the moment somebody gets close to me, and it always starts with, "Can I have your number?" I ghost you. I never want to see you again. Not because you did something wrong. No, it's because I am protecting myself from many things. Okay? That's the first thing. The real clan members know this information. And two, I don't do collabs at all because of me being a recluse, a loner. Inkomo edla yodwa. I hope we understand. Please follow, because I'm going somewhere with this, and it will link as to why I've been absent for 2 days here. I feel a little bit silly that because of that, I could not see my clan, honorable clan members. So I do things on my own. I am very meticulous and extremely calculating in what I bring into my life and what I get out of my life. I'm the type of person that if my phone number is, let's say for some reason, I have to give off my number to somebody, the moment it hits 3, I change the number, completely change the number. I have a phone, this phone right here. In a month, it probably rings once or twice. I curated it that way because in here, there are only 7 numbers. 2 of those are my brother and sister. And the other ones are people that I consider important to me. And some of whom are creators here on YouTube. So themselves know that they must not bother me with calls and WhatsApps and what have you. Now, when it comes to my YouTube channel, I always make sure that you get to know me, and I come to you as authentic as I am. And I have shared with a lot of people how YouTube changed me. YouTube changed me from a 100% quiet person who did things on his own. And at some point, I did lose my vocabulary. I did. Oh, I went to good schools, learned everything you can imagine. But because life took a certain turn that left me going, oh my gosh, I need to protect myself. And so I went into the shell. And it's not even a good thing on top of being a cancer, because we're already known to be extremely private. But when our privacy goes beyond the psychological boundary where you become a recluse, it's even worse, you know? So prior to all of that, I used to be an outgoing person, but still quite private. And starting a YouTube channel was a challenge. It's something that I always wanted to do, by the way, since 2013. I wanted to own a YouTube channel because I'll watch YouTube videos and I'll get inspired while I'm busy building myself as an adult. But it always was in the back of my mind. I even shared with you guys before that I did go for top billing presenter search, presenter search. When I lived in Durban, and when it was held, I think it was Gateway. Yeah, it was in Gateway. I did quite well. I mean, I did quite well. But because I know my place and I know my flaws, when I did get the second call, I'm the one who declined it. And I said, thank you, but no thank you. Because I for me, it felt like I have reached that pinnacle. And I was like, oh my God, Top Billing called me the second time, looking off with my all that stuff. So, I mean, it's Top Billing at the end of the day. They have a glam squad and they saw something, obviously, and they thought, yeah, if we could panel bid this and panel bid that and did something here, yeah, he will be exactly what Top Billing material is all about. So I declined that. I declined the second call. I did not go. Again, I guess you can call it whatever. You can call it self-esteem issues. You can call it. I wouldn't blame you. I would not even argue with you why I did that. Whatever conclusion you might come down with, I would not argue with you. Not that because you are wrong. No, you could be right. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a highly good percentage that you could be right. So that's what I mean when I say I would not argue with you. So then that this feeling of having my own YouTube channel kind of like grew and grew and grew. By 2019, I was at work, I remember. And no, I wasn't at work. I was in some office. I can't remember if I was going to a meeting or I just came off a meeting, and I remember I was exhausted. So I opened my laptop and then I go to YouTube, and the first video that I see is Owami Hlongwane at the time, who's now Nichiwa Zwaru, and love her to bits, by the way. And I look at this girl, I'm admiring her. I'm admiring, and I'm like, I'm inspired. And the following year, 2020, after months of seeing Owami, I then started this very channel. And it was during Kororo, April 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, when I started this channel. If you go to my old videos, Uzongzwela is so no shame. You'll be like, oh my God, why doesn't it stop? I was sheepish. I was timid. I was a mess. And trying to find my words, that's how I realized that I've lost my vocabulary. Like I no longer knew how to string together a sentence to speak. Why? Because I'm always by myself, work on my own, ginkome dlayota, like I said. And when you do these sort of things and you don't talk often, you do lose some few things that you grew up being trained, either through your schooling career or whatever the case might be. Especially when you have friends, of course, you go out, you talk, you have fun, you fight, you do all those things. I didn't. So if you watch my old videos, you'll be like, ha, sipuma kude. So where I am right now, I am at a very good space. I have created, if that's the correct word, a very beautiful community of the Honorable Clan. People that understand me. And as I was doing YouTube, I realized that simplicity is the best way to go. It's not like I don't have the university vocabulary or grammar. I do. And along the way, I've had all kinds of questions being asked of me that I felt, this is unnecessary. And it borderlines rude, borderline ungafundiseki, or you came from a family where parents did not teach etiquette, like when not to ask things. For example, I'm going to give you an example. Somebody, okay, let me give you a very recent example. About this week, Brandy Knowles, the singer, comes out and she does, I think, a small promo for a radio station in New Orleans because she was going to perform at the Essence Festival. She's wearing a yellow, sunny red, yellow dress, and she looks a particular way. Shocks the world. You know what? The first thing that came to my mind, Brandy is not only a musician, but she's also an actress. So in my head, what the first thing that came to my head was, oh, she is training for a character, and this character looks a certain way. That's the first thing that came to mind. But people abangafunsekile, they body shamed her. Ungafuns. When there are things that you can make comments on, there are things that you shouldn't, especially when it comes to an appearance of a human being. If the human being is dark-skinned, uzenzile. If Clancy's come with scattered teeth in his mouth, ngizenzile. If somebody comes looking big and round, you don't know what their medical conditions are. But no, when a clever, stupid, you make comments. There are things that you should not make comments about. And I think I did share this before with you. My mom, her extra lessons to my brother and I was never, and I mean never, make a compliment other than saying, you look beautiful, to a woman. Make no comment. If you see she has a little bit of a belly, don't ask if she's pregnant or how far she is. That's none of your business. It's rude, unacceptable. If she's gaining a little bit weight, you do not make a comment. You stick to you look beautiful. If a woman looks at you and says, how do I look? Run like you saw a ghost. Because that is not going to end well. That's what my mom taught me. And I have always avoided that question from women. Does this pants make me look? Me, literally, ngiyabaleka. Ngiyabaleka. You know, because it doesn't matter what you say. You could say, oh, you look beautiful. As the reason she's asking this question is something that is making her uncomfortable. So she wants confirmation. And if to ruin her day and say, oh yeah, it's showing your thigh dimples, you've ruined a day and your relationship, probably. So I learned that. And rule number 2, never touch a woman's hair without her permission. Don't do that. Don't compliment on her hair. Don't touch her hair without her permission. I learned those things. How to use my mouth. But not only did I learn that at home, but also at school. We had etiquette classes. They used to be called the lads class, where you are taught what to do when you are with different kinds of people in a formal setting, in an informal setting, in a casual setting, in a chaotic setting, how to survive chaotic sets or whatever the case might be. Learned all of those things, including when you are eating, how to eat and how not to eat, how to chew, how not to chew, how to sip tea, how not to sip tea. You are taught all those things. And on top of that, you also have a mother that will give you a backhand when you eat like this. You get a backhand. And when you are talking with your mouth full, you get a backhand. That's the kind of background I come from. So the whole point of this video is what happened in a video that I posted. I think that I posted the video either on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was suffering. My good people, I was suffering. The air was dry that particular day, and you already know my setting here. You already know what's going on in this setting. So my throat was drying up. making it near impossible for me to talk. And so I discovered while I was on a SCCR meeting that we were having, and I was chewing halls, that it was creating some kind of moisture in my throat, and that helped me to talk. And so I thought, oh, if tomorrow the air is still dry and I'm making a video, I'm just going to use the halls to moisturize my throat. And that's exactly what I did. My mistake or my sin was when the halls were starting to get very thin in my mouth. And I got gaps between my teeth, right? And this particular gap in front, my sweets were escaping through it. And then I would say, oh, I'm chewing sweet, by the way. It seems like some hell broke loose. And I'm saying these people are pretentious. Yeah, pretentious. But let's put that pretentiousness aside because I'm going to address it. I get comments that, oh, when people are chewing, they're irritating. When people this da 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 da. I had to respond to two. There are two people that I responded to. And the first one, I did call her a pretentious person. Because if you had etiquettes that you are telling me to have, your language, see, language is very important. And the tone is also extremely important. You would have said it in a smart way. But the one that really crushed my spirit, and I kept asking myself why this one crushed my spirit to a point where I was absent from YouTube for 2 days. The tone, number one, horrible. It was not helpful. The style of manipulation. At first, I did not see it that way. But as I am busy, analyzing this, I realize this person is a psychological abuser. They are manipulative. They have a nature of manipulation. If they are breadwinners, whoever is receiving support from him or her, they are walking on eggshells. They are walking on eggshells. And then the last thing about that comment was the bite and blow, which concludes that this is a manipulator. Now, let's address the first one. The first one plainly tells me chewing sweet on a video is irritating. That just was very irritating. And then I ask her, how many times have you seen me chew sweet on my videos? There was silence. I was like, I'm not going to let this one go. I want you to tell me, for me to be so irritating to you, how many times have I chewed sweets on my videos? She's like, oh, well, it was the first time. I'm like, then get out and subscribe. I never want to see you again. You know why I said she was pretentious? It's because I do a little research on people. I will go to your TikTok or to some social media, and then ta-da, they kid. I'm in my 40s, and you are telling a 40-year-old, in fact, you are parenting me, but you are failing to tell your 10-year-old, number one, don't chew and talk with your mouth full. 2, stop chewing while you're talking. 3, adults are having a conversation, ingane yaqambukela. And you coming to tell me chewing sweet is irritating. You're pretentious. Then the second one, the one that I think crushed my spirit. This one really did, because why it did, the person, I see them, I converse with them when they make comments without me knowing that they're manipulative. Says, hey, chewing sweet is irritating. Then a threat came, the manipulation. I was considering I even considered my subscription. Yeah, that's how this was put. I even considered my subscription. But I like your content though. And I'm like, okay, was the second part of your irritation necessary to threaten me with subscription? Was that necessary? Then I was like, no, 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 this is a manipulator. You are a manipulator if you're watching. You must know that. Going forward with your life, you must know that you are a manipulator. You are a psychological abuser. You abuse people because you think if I touched on this, something that is important to them, they will listen to me. That's wrong. And then to tell me that you like my content, nah, unsubscribe. Go away. Go away. I cannot keep people like yourself in this family that I worked so hard to build. But I did respond. I didn't respond the way I am. I responded in kind to say, hey, it's winter. And right now I'm experiencing dry air, and the dry air is affecting my throat. And I discovered that halls help to moisturize my throat so that I'm able to talk. Otherwise, you are now be getting videos from me. As long as the air is dry, I'll have to wait for summer. That's how I responded. But because this thing was bothering me, I know there'll be people saying, no, Ngabanaki. No, guys, we cannot let people get away when they are irresponsible. You cannot tell me about etiquette at the same time when you don't have etiquettes. You don't know how to talk. Talking has etiquettes in it. And I suspect this is a lady. Carry yourself like a lady, just like I carry myself like a gentleman. Even when I responded like a gentleman. So I need to make sure that people understand that in as much as this is the clan, it's still my channel. I've been through where people tell me, yo, Clancy, if you could do this and you could do that with your channel would be one of the channel that gets thousands of views. Did I say I want to get hundreds and thousands of views? Oh, Clancy's, why don't you be like Mighty Jamie? I love Mighty Jamie. I watch Mighty Jamie, but I understand what they are saying. They are saying you are so simplistic. Why don't you do complex content like Mighty Jamie? I have an audience that I curated because I saw a need out there. There are people who are interested in current affairs, but they are discouraged because it's too complicated for them to understand. Not because they are stupid, but because they want the small bites that I do on this channel to give them the information, because they want to be informed as to what exactly is going on. Now, if you want a deep intellectual dive, then you have your Mighty Jamies, you have your Mpofu, Sizwe Mpofu, you will have the likes of Kerry, you're gonna have the likes of Rules and Rulers by D. They get into an intellectual dive. Not me. Deliberately. I don't do that deliberately. And I'm not chasing after algorithms either. Me, I come here and I set up and I share with you what I understood with what's going on here, there, and there, so that you walk away with something that added some value of whatever is happening in South Africa. To compare me and tell me to do this, I am not building a media house. I'm not. So to tell me, oh, you need to get a person to design your thumbnails, no, I'm fine with how my thumbnails are, because I am not concentrating on building a brand. I'm not building a brand. I am here to inform those that want to be informed in the way I inform. And a lot of people appreciate that. There might not be many. It's okay. It's not something that bothers me. I don't look at numbers. It's when I used to teach YouTube, I used to tell people rule number one, don't concentrate on numbers. They are going to mess you up. Your mental health, it will get messed up. I don't look at numbers. When I post this video, I'm not going to look how many views it got. I don't care about that. That is why you don't see me in any video. Every now and again, I say, hey, please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. You never hear that from me, because all those things don't matter to me. What matters is I came before you and I delivered what I understood in the new current affairs. Whether we're talking about the Madlang Commission of Inquiry, or we're talking about the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, or we are talking about what the PKTT is doing, etc., and so on. I'm not building a brand. I am here to serve the honorable client that appreciates the way I do things. So to compare me to people I really, really admire, by the way, because I follow them. And if I'm looking for intellectual deep dive, that's where I go to. And to be honest, I don't think there are people that have any interest in having me in their presence, because I will not be serving their audience. Their audience are intellectuals. And I'm not saying that my audience is not intellectuals. Me, I believe I've been given and blessed with intelligent people. There's a difference between an intellectual whose most of his training is academic. I'm talking natural intelligence here. People who put two and two together and they don't need to put numbers together for something to make sense to them. And that's what I've been blessed with, and I love that. And I don't want that to change for anybody. So that's why I was absent, because I was like, Haibo. And it's not a habit of mine to be chewing sweet. I did it in one video. Kwaba, a big deal by pretentious people. You know, if before you make a comment or you want to say something about somebody's looks, look around first. And another thing, think about the future, especially when you are still fertile. Think about that. I'll tell you a story in closing. There was a time where I used to get bullied a lot because of black people. It was always black people. I don't know why Sinjena Bafed. Oh, and so things of that nature used to be said to me. Tell me why some of those people, their kids don't even have gums. Another one has only teeth starting from here to there. Everywhere else, there are no teeth. Born that way. So I could look at them and say, oh, maybe it's because Naning Gona. I don't know. Because you don't think about tomorrow. You think about now and your gratification. There are consequences for everything. I did not just drop from somewhere. Ngizelwe a human being. Just like now, uzelwe a human being. And that human being has a higher power. Imagine how that higher power feels when you are criticizing their creation. They are still the creator. They'll say, I'll show you. Now, What do you think was happening to the children? Abanye, the big gap that starts from here. What do you think was happening to them? The bullying. Guys, you need to just learn to shut up. Especially when you are not even sending me a super thanks or watch the ads. You skip the ads, you don't give a super thanks, but you still unomlom. Sometimes it's just zibambe, or if you are irritated, what's difficult doing that? What paralyzes your mind to do this? Maybe it's just my phone. Just scroll. If you don't like something, you don't make a comment. You move on. That's what we all do. Or at least that's what intelligent people do. They move on. Now, I have to look, why did this bother me? Because I've been trying to find out, why did this bother me? Am I traumatized by somebody once in my life tried to manipulate me? I don't know. Maybe I was triggered. I don't know. I'm trying to find the answers for that. But guys, if you know, Guti, you contribute nothing to anybody's video, Tula, shut up. Even if they are eating while giving you content, as long as you contribute nothing, you skip my ads, you don't give super thanks, you do nothing, shut up. You don't know how it's like to create a YouTube video. Sometimes, I know, I'm doing this for my own gratification, to be happy that, hey, I got to say what I needed to say, what I saw. Waking up 3 in the morning, and from 3, you are editing and making sure that this video by 6 o'clock must be out. While when you are sleeping, you wake up, boom, you see a video. It did not fall from the sky. And then you still have a negative comment. Awuthule. Ngokuzenzisa engazuthi wena uyisicwicwi. Hayi awusona. Ngoba isicwicwi will not say things. Isicwicwi will move on. We're like, oh, this is irritating, and move. They don't leave comments. I hate doing this kind of videos, but I will hold you accountable. I will call you out. So consider yourself called out, but please unsubscribe. Because for some reason you think, oh, I am desperate for subscriptions. This channel is 6 years old with 42,000 subscribers. In a normal channel that is focused on a goal like building a brand, I shouldn't be at 42,000 in 6 years. I shouldn't be. I should be beyond that. But because I don't care about those numbers, what I care about is me delivering content to you. Whether you click or you don't click, it's your prerogative. Whether 1,000 people saw, or 2,000 people saw, or 2 people saw, or 50,000 people saw, I wouldn't know, because that's what my focus is. It's not my focus. So if you think today was on tradition and subscription, no, unsubscribe. Don't consider it. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. I don't need you here. I don't need you here. Go manipulate other people, not me. Anyways, I'm so sorry, guys, for bringing this heavy video to you on a Sunday. What is it today? Sunday. Anyways, I shall see you when I see you. Goodbye.